Y'all know I always be jumping to the music. Hope y'all are doing well. Y'all know, man, that's a massive echo. Hold on one second. Verifying our sound. And I'm going to come out of headphones here. I didn't realize how loud that was. My bad, folks. All right, so let me turn myself up a little bit. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? I missed y'all. It's been a minute. Let me zoom out just a tad bit. I hope y'all are doing well. AJ, the CEO, folks, thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a minute. We've been on the road. Thankful about all that. But we haven't had a Q&A here in a little bit, and I got a lot of stuff going on here, so let me make sure I'm out of it a little bit. Just a heads up, no tech deals, no memes, no pictures, no news alerts today. Well, actually, we do have a news alert. Just because we had a lot of stuff going on today, I came in a little bit early so we can hopefully run a little bit longer. And I need to play around with this a little bit more because this echo is just getting me. So I'm going to come out of here. So we're just going to go like this. Hope y'all are doing well. And what else? If y'all don't mind, folks, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. If you haven't, that actually helps out everything, believe it or not, with the YouTube things and stuff like that. Let me put my phone in Do Not Disturb so that I won't get blown up here. So let's do some shout-outs. Let's say hello to everybody. DJ Switcher, hello. I tagged the song for you from the other week. Lyle, what's up? Oren, hello. Josh, hello. You heard? Gerhard, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but you're from Stuttgart, Germany. Would love to visit there. Shane and Hannah, hello. Donnell, hello. Brian, hello. David Song, hello. Carers of the Covenant Ministries, hello. Rippard, hello. Let's see. Chris, what's up? Church Deck, hello. Thank you so much. Parker, hello. Mike, hello. And Henry, hello. How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. It's been a while. We've been on the road, like I said. A lot of stuff's been going on, folks, so excited about everything that's going on. If y'all don't know, it is June 4th. So we have passed the early bird registration, but guess what? Registration is still open regular general admission for our first E-Missionary virtual conference, which I am very excited about. Now, I can actually say this. I was able to say this on our Facebook, and I kind of want to have my headphones here now so I can hear myself. I'm excited because I can actually announce this. I announced it on our Facebook, and it is official because the bill has been paid. We are partnering with faithnetwork.com, and they are building out the whole online thing that's going to run our conference. So I'm excited about that. Really appreciate it. They are big on streaming and with other ministries and stuff like that. And they are really excited about this whole conference. So they're building the entire website that's going to handle the conference, the classes, everything. So you can still register at emissionaryconference.com. When their website is done, that's going to be the website where everything is held. When you go to watch the conference, go to the classes, it's going to be there. Tickets are now $75. And I'm hearing an echo, like it sounds like I'm in a stadium, so it's cool. But it's $75. Now, for the people who don't know, the way this conference is going to work is it's on July 24th and July 31st. Session information is going to come when the website is done. You're going to have a way to select the classes that you can join. But after the fact, the ticket that you pay for is good for an entire year. So if you miss anything live, once the session is over, it becomes on demand. So you'll be able to watch anything. Really thankful about all this, how this is being set up. A lot easier than I even imagined. So excited about having Faith Network be a part of this. We have a bunch of people who are in the chat who are going to be teachers there. We got Monty is on here, Mike, Josh. People who are in the chat are going to be some of the instructors. So it's not going to be AJ just talking. It is going to be ministry leaders, media ministry leaders from all over the world who are going to be sharing their knowledge with y'all. And for $75, I don't want to sound like a car salesman, but if y'all have been to any conference, I've been to conferences that were $250 each, and it was only for like 2 days, and that was it. This is $75 for life. You know what? Let me do something just to show you that I am excited about trying to get more people involved. And let me take this off so I don't mess myself up when I do this. What I'm going to do at the end of this live stream, if you have not registered, what I'm going to do is drop the price by $15. So if you register, you can get in for $60. That is only going to be applicable for today if you are on this live stream. This code will expire at the end of the day. So let me make that change right now, because again, it's not about a cash grab, folks. This is the ticket price is quoted at the level to where everyone can get in and help out, and hopefully this will empower media ministries. And the price actually, so nobody has to come out their pocket and pay for anything in all reality. So let me just show you so y'all can see. Here on the back end, here's the price. I am going to put this at $60, and it is going to be from today until tomorrow. So that is in effect right now. So if you go there right now, you can get the ticket into this conference, 2 days of knowledge and everything like that. You can get right now for $60. Again, want to get more people involved so that we can empower everybody. We got Francisco in here, another teacher, Missy Productions. Hello, hello. So there it is, folks. So let me go incognito just to verify that everything was done appropriately. So if we come over in here, boom. Let me move over here So if we come down, see, there we got some of our teachers. We got Mr. J. Kyle actually just released his book. Really excited about that. Justin, Chris, Josh, Francisco, Jaleel, Jamie. We got some more people. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people. There's Monty. I need to get your picture, Monty. Brother... No, actually, I think I do got some of y'all's pictures. We got some of our graphic designers are going to be changing that. And you see your boy right there. Let's see. Whole bunch of sessions here. So it says 75, but I'm not going to change that. If you were here, you'll know. Because if we come in here, hit that register now. And it is not doing that. So give me a second. I will honor what I just said. So we're going to update this. I don't know why it's not doing that, because I might just have to just force it to go to that price. Let's push it back a day. Let's see, does that change it? Yeah, see? Y'all weren't expecting to see stuff like this. Seeing, trying to fix stuff in production and not doing it in post. So we'll get y'all's questions here in a half a second, folks. I just want to make sure I honor what I have on here. And actually, I won't be able to get in here because I already paid for a ticket to donate to somebody. Let's refresh. Come on now. I really don't know what is going on unless am I pointing to the wrong ticket? I don't know. Maybe I am. Either way, give me a little bit, folks, and we'll have that done. So that way we can get some more people at the conference, which I'm excited. Oh, I did change the code. So that's 709. Oh, there it is right there. So I need to update the right ticket, and that would be realistic. So that was 709. That's the one that we did. So let's go ahead and do that. That way y'all can get involved in here. And like I said, sorry about this. Let's do that until tomorrow. So now once that's updated, now it should be done. Maybe you should have looked at the code, AJ. All right, so let's try this again. Gonna register. And thankfully, once this is done, there you go. So that is in effect. So I will honor that until tomorrow just to get more people involved. So yay, that's out of the way so I can stop flubbing, messing this stuff up. All right, let's jump over to y'all's questions here. All right, nothing on page 1. Let's go to page 2. David here is saying, and I don't know why I'm doing this because I can't see here. Hold on, I need to bring up my studio monitor so I can actually see the question instead of looking all the way over here for that. Studio monitor. There we go. I'm about to join my church AV team to improve their stream, but their audio quality goes radio silent whenever the pastor speaks in a lower tone or it gets quiet. Any ideas? That sounds like you have a noise gate on there, meaning that kind of like in our system, we have a noise gate on our organ so that once a certain level is hit, that's when it engages. That's what I would assume. But we got a whole lot more knowledgeable audio engineers in the group. Y'all can check that out. And also, if we can't get that question, I'm messing up stuff I didn't go over. If I can't get to your question, you can always hit me up at questions@ajayhelms.com, and I will circle back as best as I possibly can. Give me 48 to 72 hours. And, folks, we are in the works of getting an assistant. So I am excited about that, a business administrative assistant to help me get my stuff administered properly. So you're probably going to be hearing from that person soon. They are going through an HR firm right now to do all that because that's not my strength. Also, make sure if you haven't joined the Facebook group, it's like Q&A all day with people all over the world. And we have a roundtable call this Sunday. We do every other week. So excited about that. But back to that, I think it's a noise gate. That's what I'm assuming. You can always ask in the group, and I think that's it. But they can also help steer you in a better direction if that is the case. Let's see. And if you hear that hum, I have a fan on up under me. So every time when I have these lights on, it gets very, very warm. And for the people who wanted to know, you see that right there? I don't get a chance to play it that much, but hey, it's relaxing. What do we get? Okay, Chris has a question. Are digital mixer connected to the hub or whatever it's called, where all connections go to on the stage by Cat 6 or still traditional snake? Okay, what you're talking about, that is a digital snake, and it could be an Ethercon connection, which is really just a shielded Ethernet cable, but it has it looks like an XLR casing around it that protects the tip of the cable. Some support that. Some can go through a hub. Most of them do a direct line connection. So like the X32, it's on a shielded cable, or it can be Ethercon. It could be either one. And it goes to its own proprietary hub to handle everything, to send audio that way. Hopefully that answers your question. But it's not connected to a regular switch, like you would see kind of like that white one right there. That's a switch on the floor right there. It doesn't connect to something like that. So hopefully that answers your question. Another question here. Any recommendation for a good budget PTZ camera, please? Well, I just installed a couple of I'm actually installing the AVCans PTZ, the AI tracking one, installing that tomorrow in Lynchburg. That's a good one. That one is around $1,100. Then there is also the no compromise, it just works great, are the PTZ Optics ones. They're around $1,400 to $1,600. Then you have the ATA imaging, which is around $1,400, and then you have the SMT AVs that are around $700 to $800. Now, depending on your zoom, there are other ones that you can go down up to 12x, and you can get around for $500. I personally have not used them, but all of the brands that I mentioned have something similar, so that can get you what you need. Yeah, that's what I would think. And check out some of the other videos that I reviewed about a $700, how good is a $700 PTZ camera, because my church has moved to them. I actually installed one because Spring Creek, that's one of the cameras that they bought, and I just installed that last week. So, yeah, no, not last week. That was this week. So, yeah, pretty good ones. Thank y'all so much about the intros. Really appreciate it. Parker, yes, I am having a great morning. Thank you. Josh wants to know, how do you connect a USB 3 webcam to the ATEM Mini Pro? You can't. Sorry, you can't. You're going to have to do it. What you could do, if you really want to do it, you can connect that camera to OBS to your computer, then have the HDMI out from your computer go into the ATEM, and then in OBS, let your webcam go full screen, and that's how you can connect it. That's a big workaround. But honestly, at that point, look at getting I have these Sony Handycams you can probably get for $75 up to $125. Something like that would be probably the best thing to move in that direction. Let's see. Henry wants to know, please, which is best between Streamlabs and OBS Studio? Well, seeing how Streamlabs is based on OBS, they're honestly the same thing. Streamlabs has some easier flows, but honestly, Streamlabs really is catered more to streaming games, so it kind of forces you to give a title for a game a lot of times. But for the most part, they're exactly the same. So Streamlabs does give you a lot of themes that you can download to overlay and stuff like that. So when I used to game a lot, I used to use that for the levels. Now, it was before I had the ATEM and stuff like that. So all that theme stuff I can do directly. So it all depends which one you want to do. Let's see. Marcus Cooper, hello, from Austin, Texas. Gilbert, hello, hello. Now, Chris, you're saying you wish you could join. Wish you can join what? You talking about the conference? You talking about the Facebook? Which one? Like I said, the man of the hour, Monty, what is going on? Let's see. Let's go to our next page. Yeah, Lyle, I am really, really, really excited about this. God is really opening up a bunch of doors, and I cannot give him more than enough praise and honor that he deserves, because he did it, not me. I'm just excited about being able to help. Thank y'all so much. So like I said, the discount is effective now. It ends tomorrow at 12:01 a.m. Eastern time. Your experience with fiber optic HDMI cables for long HDMI throws. I personally have not used them. I'm just so used to SDI and either using some type of adapter to convert over. I personally have not been in a situation to use a straight fiber optic cable, so I really can't speak on it. There are tons of people in the Facebook group who swear by them. So, yeah, I personally have not used any of them. So I kind of want to keep my mouth shut on that as well. Eduardo was agreeing, thinking it's a noise gate. Yay! Like minds, great minds think alike. So thankfully that's kind of what I was thinking it was, especially if it gets softer. Let me know if y'all are still getting a page not found, because I'm checking again just to make sure, and it's coming up for me. Because I think Shane was saying page not found. Travis, hello. Josh on Twitch. You got any Twitch moderators? No, I do not. Because again, I was doing the gaming thing for a little bit. I probably got maybe like 15 followers, but I have not gamed in a long, long time on there. So no, I do not. Chris. Thanks, AJ. My church is thinking of relocating the booth. That's why I'm asking to see if we can save costs to cover to digital mixer. Yeah, I mean, that will work. I mean, that's what I did in the church I'm actually going to this Sunday. I'm revisiting. I did the sound system there, but there was something happened on the live streaming computer, so I can't remote in. So I'm going to Lynchburg to fix that, as well as install this camera. But yeah, that really solved them when we upgraded their sound. The X32 is just a tad bit difficult to configure, but once you get them, they work. Unusual TV, I think that's what is there. What do you think of the new NDI features will do to the price of vMix, considering the remote? Honestly, I saw it. I have not had a chance to look into it because I've been doing a bunch of installs, but I heard a lot of things about it. So I'm going to try and do a deep dive to see what's going on with it. But thank you. I need to circle back on that. So let me get my notes here. NDI 5 deep dive. So we can follow back up with some stuff I need to research and search on. Also, folks, I'm waiting to sign some papers, but we are going to be out in the West Coast maybe once once a month going forward. Guess the people like me out there, so they want me to come out there and help them out some more. So I'll be in that area, the Livermore, Oakland, San Francisco area once a month, and I will announce it. I'm not a big Twitter person, but let me know how you want to announce it, because, I mean, especially with things getting a little bit more back to normal, I'd love to come out and visit if I'm in the area and catch up, maybe get some a hummus wrap or something like that with y'all if y'all are in the area. We're doing a lot more traveling, so love to get out there and meet y'all. But I will let y'all know. I just need to know what's the best way to let y'all know where I'm at. Lyle. We have to be outside sometimes for a section of church. What would you recommend for setting it up? Give me some description of what that's going to consist of. Is it a choir? Is it just evangelism? Is it just having a camera outside? Need some more detail on that. And just like that, we need to get somebody out of here because they saying some stupid stuff. Hold on, I need to hide and remove somebody from here because you just want to have 2 seconds of fame. All right. Hi, I've been having audio cutting out several times during the live stream. Our analog board is connected to a Focusrite Scarlett, then to the computer using vMix. What might be the problem? Might be cutting out. Is it cutting out meaning that it's not being registered at all to the computer? Or is it the computer still there and just the audio is dipping? I need a little bit more information. The first thing I'm thinking is make sure that the USB hub that's on your computer is not in some type of standby, allow Windows to shut down power to it. That's the first thing I'm thinking, but I need a little bit more details on that. Streets of Destiny wants to know, can the Rode Wireless Go connect to the X32 soundboard? Yes, it actually can. You just need to get one of these. This is the XLR from Rode to where you can connect it, because that's how I connect mine to my mixer. And Spring Creek Baptist Church actually uses it, and that's how they connect. They connect to their Midas 32, which is literally the same thing as a X32. So yes, it can. All right, folks. Of course, we're going to get to this point. Don't get in the chat posting some stupid stuff. Derogatory terms, talking down about wanting 30 seconds of fame of saying derogatory terms towards me, to our faith, belief, things like that. I don't tolerate that. I also don't get on here spamming, talk about come to my channel, give me a shout out and all this other stupid stuff. You'll be removed instantly. So just letting y'all know. And I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm just going to do it moving on. So please just relax. So with that being said, let me remove a couple of people now. And somebody else said the same thing. You're promoting yourself. Yes. Get off my page. Please don't. Anyway. Eduardo wants to know, for streaming, what you advise to use, the ATEM Mini instead of OBS scene switching. It all depends. Like, I'm using the ATEM Mini Extreme right now, but I'm using vMix because of these features like this that the ATEM doesn't do natively. It can be a hybrid of them, or it could be direct. It all depends. I Some of the installs that I do, I use the ATEM because from the people who are running the system, OBS is too much for them. I like doing everything through the ATEM because it makes it simpler. They just press the go live, and then that's it. They switch the camera, press 1 through 8, or they press this button that we've already set up with the DSK to bring up scripture and lyrics. It all depends. It all depends on the complexity of what you want your stream to be. Because, I mean, I started with OBS, then I went to the ATEM, then I went back to OBS and the ATEM, then now I'm with vMix. So it all depends. Janus here. OBS has CBR instead of ATEM Mini. If I use direct stream out of the ATEM Mini, I have problems with low VBR when showing presentations. Well, that depends, because what operating system are you using? And then for those settings that he's talking about, normally you see that if you go into OBS and you change it to advanced. So let me bring this over and let me turn my video off so I don't have a loop of a loop in here. So if we cut over here, and the setting that's being talking about is if you come in here to settings and you go to output, see, I use mine in simple, but if you go here to advanced, that's when you can start getting some of these settings that Dennis is talking about. Me personally, I really don't mess with these. That's just me. I like to keep mine simple and just let the setting go by itself and use the wizard. That's me. Is that an option, or do you not have an option in that? Let me know, and we can come back and revisit that. Eduardo, I do that through vMix. That's how all of that is done. So let me see if I can slide this over. So in vMix, there's a program called vMix Social. So if I bring that up, that is what's running right now, and it's bringing up these chat comments. And that's how it's capturing right now. It's capturing from Twitch and from YouTube. And that's how the comments are being brought in as an overlay over top of my stream, and that's what's going on. That's how you're able to see that. So Chris was saying he wish he can join. The conference is Vacation Bible School Week on Zoom, and I'm hosting while still have to get weekly pre-recorded stream while attending online seminary classes. Totally understand. And I think that's the beauty of why we split it into multiple days as well as other stuff, so that if people couldn't join live, they can always get access to all of the content after the fact. So understand, but more power to you. Sounds like you got a lot there. Janice also wants to know, is it possible to use the SDI to HDMI bidirectional mini converters in both sides to use 2x SDI cables to control the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera from the ATEM Mini Pro? They don't work in both directions. I actually have one over here right now that is connecting this camera to my ATEM. So it is one direction. It doesn't use both. It can do one direction at a time. So no, it can't do that, unfortunately. But if it was connected to the Blackmagic, which I have right here that I don't have turned on, it can control it through the ATEM with sending, because it's actually sending the control over HDMI, and I believe the protocol can go that way. I need to test that out because I think somebody else asked me that. So let me do that again. Test Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera control over HDMI to SDI converters. All right, we'll get back to that. Josh was saying he found this camera to see if that will work with the ATEM. So let's see what type of camera that actually is. Let's get rid of the comments here. Let's do Amazon. Let's see if we can find that. Which one is it? Okay, talking about this one. Josh, honestly, to get started, yes. But these cameras are similar to like these. These cameras are trash. I honestly bought one to review, and I returned it with right after opening it. Because this camera, this is a trick. Once you connect it to your computer, the ability to zoom and do anything like that immediately goes away. So you're stuck with whatever shot. So if you want to use that and have it stationary right in front of you as a beginner, then yes, I think that will work. But in all honesty, if there was any way to scrounge up something kind of like one of these handy cams or something like that, that would give you. And honestly, Josh, I have a Sony camera that I don't use. It's in this drawer. The only thing is the battery doesn't work. It has to be plugged in the whole time. I wouldn't even send me the stuff. I'll just send you that. All right, we'll just do that. So that way you got something, so you don't have to worry about that. Coach. Good morning, everyone. I just started using After Effects, and I keep getting a rendering problem on both my Media Coder and in After Effects. Guess what? Welcome to Adobe products. I get the same thing. It's a pain. One thing that I know that I do with mine is I make sure that I have a fast SSD on my computer. I render to that. My project file, all of the assets that go into After Effects, I make sure they stay on the same system. Yeah, it's a known problem. Somebody in the Facebook group was just talking about that as well. They were messing with it, and then it crashed, and they didn't save. And I said that's why especially with After Effects, and honestly any Adobe product, I have it set to auto save every 2 minutes. That's how much I don't trust their software. But unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff I have to use. So sorry. That's the only thing I can think of is get a SSD, make sure you're rendering to that, make sure all your assets are locally on a completely different drive, and be mindful of what your encoder setting is that you're using. That can help improve it. Back to Lau. It is normally whenever our pastor wants to preach outside, we go back inside after that he's finished. So depending on your setup, honestly, the easier thing I would think is maybe a shotgun mic or a lapel mic connected to a camera, and then that camera has either a long SDI cable, maybe a possible HDMI fiber optic cable, or something going back into your main system if you're using a switcher. I need to know more details about your system. But for something portable like that, that's what I would think about that. What did I miss? Okay, because the page just jumped up here. Okay, back to the audio going out in vMix. The computer is there, the audio input in vMix loses audio, and I have to close it and open it back up. Something makes me feel that that's with the USB port. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm trying to adjust my zoom here. Just a little bit. There we go. That's what I'm thinking. That's the only thing I can think of right now off the top of my head. And it looks like a couple of people are saying they have the same issues with the Focusrite. So that's the power of the group, folks. A lot of people have similar situations. All right, let's go here. I know as of right now, your videos are mainly on getting equipment set up. Do you know if and when you'll start adding videos on improving the quality of your stream overall production? Thanks. Yes, I'm actually bouncing between a lot with that. I'm actually have been contracted to help a couple of churches with their production, and we're actually in talks of doing that. I actually got a presentation I got to do about that, but that will be the work that we're doing. So yes, I am. I'm trying to get into that as well. But right now, I think the season, a lot of people are coming out of their slumber of we don't need to do this live streaming thing, and a lot of churches are trying to get on board and get their stuff updated. So what I'll do is I'll make a note of that and work on some other things. So give me some highlights, some ideas. There's some other stuff that we're working on to improve the stream as well too, as in different type of content and engagement as well too. So I will work on that. So let me know. That way I can, come out with some content that works. Alrighty, here. I have the Aura 1080p HDMI extender EX400C KVM. I set it up with a 25-foot Ethernet cable, and it just send a blue screen to the ATEM Extreme when we run a camera. Make sure for that. Let me look it up because I know a lot of the Ori devices actually have a reset button to where you have to calibrate it to. Wait a minute, if that's the KVM, you're saying it just gives you a blue screen. I don't think. Okay, so it does. Okay. Sorry, folks, I was misunderstanding what this was. So if we look at this, hit the wrong button. What this is a KVM, so it can control a keyboard or computer from one set. And this one also sends video as well too. If you're getting a blue screen, I would say verify the type of cable. Are you using a Cat 6 cable? I would not even play around with a Cat 5e at all. I would go with a Cat 6 cable. And how far away is it? Try with a shorter Cat 6 cable and see what you get. Do you get anything? Because I'm thinking it might be a signal issue, or the cable that you have connected just can't support it. That's my initial thoughts. And actually, hold on. You actually made a statement about that right after that. Let's jump back over here and let's see. I tried a 6-foot Ethernet cord and used the output of the computer instead, and it still doesn't work. I would say check the cable. Can you verify, is it a Cat 6 cable or Cat 5e, what type of cable it is? Because if it's 6 feet and you're getting the same thing, I'm thinking it's the cable. That's my initial reaction, thoughts on that. Because I'm looking here to see there is a reset button on there. Try and tap the reset button, see if it gives you any performance difference, but mainly try a different cable if possible, specifically a Cat 6 cable or higher. Ishmael, hello. Dwayne, since you've been using PTZs, what has been your experience with honestly, I'm happy with them. I haven't had any issues with them. The AV cans I like. They use 2 sets of different chipsets, so they do perform differently. I noticed the AV cans zoom is different on how the image is handled when it goes in and out. Not that it's a bad thing. It's noticeably different. Because I think the Smart AV kind of uses the same chipset as the PTZ optics, and I think AV cans is completely different. I think the ADA imaging is different as well too. But no, I'm happy with them mainly from a simplicity standpoint. And they've just come down in price so much. It makes it a lot easier to have multi-camera installations, especially if you don't have a lot of bodies to be able to control them. So yeah, I'm liking them so far. Francisco, has anyone had any issues using a 100-foot flat Cat 6 Ethernet cable? I have not. I actually had one of those at Zion Chester. That's what they were using, and didn't really have any problems. The only issue that could be possible with that is magnetic interference if it's not shielded. That's the only thing I could think of. But what issues have you had, or are you looking at getting one, Francisco? Eduardo wants to know how you started your media production company. In my country, I'm working on doing this professionally. Any advice? Honestly, volunteer your services out. When a lot of people were doubting what I was doing, especially myself, I made content myself. That was me editing drone footage, which I haven't flown my drone in like 6 months. Making videos, doing weddings, doing stuff. Volunteer. And that way you can cut your teeth on it, and you have a body of work that will perfect your craft as well as show other people what you can do, and then slowly start producing more stuff. So like I was doing all the videos at my church for 7 years. Actually, no, more like 15 years. And it was every Sunday that I was doing it. And then now we had a wedding at our church. And I was like, hey, if you don't mind, do you have a videographer? They said no. I said, do you mind if I record your wedding and I'll give it to you for free, just with permission for me to test being able to record a wedding? And I told him, I was like, I'm not a professional. I'm just doing this as I'll record it for you. You can have it, but I want to use this as an example to perfect my craft. And they liked it, and I would keep doing that until I felt comfortable enough that I can do an entire wedding. So that's what I would say, and then slowly try and roll it out to other people to see, like, especially if you have a portfolio of what you can do. Just like from a installation company, I had a whole lot of people that were saying, he's a one person, how are you going to install this stuff at a church? But I did the stuff at my church, did it at my sister and brother-in-law's church, and then as they used it and other people saw the system, then more people came on board, and that's where we're at right now. I volunteered my services, and then after I built up a portfolio and a customer base that can vouch for what I'm doing and the quality of what I'm doing, I was able to step out into that. So that's kind of the tip I would say about that. Team RHO talking about the Focusrite issues, saying that he has several help desk tickets, the Focusrite, but nothing. The online troubleshooting videos helped a little, but not completely. The only else thing I can think of is possible. You might have to see. I didn't have any issues with the Focusrite, but again, I was using their Gen 1, and I think they're on Gen 3 or Gen 4 now, so I'm not 100% sure. I really think if you're using that USB, go into, and let me show you where that is, just in case anybody wants to know how that's done. This is what my initial reaction would be. So we come over here, we're gonna open up, and this is on Windows, obviously. Come over here, we're gonna go right. Actually, let me not do it that way because I don't want to show some stuff I shouldn't. Hit the start button and the pause break button, and you would get this, and then we go to the device manager, or you could have just actually, now think about Windows key and the letter X, and you can hit device manager, and you would come down here to your serial USB universal serial bus controllers, and go to each one of the hubs, go to properties, and go to power management, and uncheck this that says allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. Make sure that's off and see if that improves anything, because that will make your computer go to sleep on the sending power to your USB, or it could be that you are pulling too much power from a given device. That's my first reaction to what I would think, because I used to do that on a webcam because too much power was being pulled and it would shut down other stuff, like my Corsair keyboard would do that on occasion. So I would say check that first. Let's see. Okay, Janice has a correction on here. He was saying that no, what he was talking about is the ATEM does not support that. Okay, thank you for the clarification. Let me see what page we're on. What page number 1? Coach was saying he was the person in the Facebook that was talking about that. Yeah. That's the issue. That is the issue. So a lot of people are talking about that. And then Lyle saying the same thing. Welcome to Adobe. Here our products totally don't crash on you all the time. Hey, that's how it is. So back to Chris. I have been having on and off, mostly on problem with uploading the edited version of the pre-recorded live stream to YouTube. Even when I made the file smaller, it just stuck at 1%. That's strange. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah, I don't. Now, one workaround to this is how big is the file? Because what you could do is sign up for the free version of Vimeo, and then I think that will let you cross-connect them to YouTube and have Vimeo push it to YouTube. That's what I would do with our church stuff. We would upload to Vimeo, and then for the smaller videos, I would have that cross-publish there. Try that. I don't know if that's supported on the free one, but it's no harm in trying it since it's free. Got a question here saying, hey, AJ, why is it that when I record a service on OBS, I'm assuming that's what you mean, it has no sound? Well, it depends. There's a bunch of things you could do with that. So if I come back over here to my OBS, let's get rid of the comments. So let me turn on my ATEM, which is going to go to infinity here because that's what I'm looping into. So here in OBS, first off, are you getting sound? If you're not, you need to go to your capture device, go to properties, scroll down to the bottom, check off use custom audio device, and make sure that audio device is there, which is coming from the ATEM for me. The other thing I would do is come in here to your audio and disable everything. I like capturing audio through the scene, not for the entire program. You have more control. But mainly, make sure you got that. That's the first thing I would think. Try that. If that doesn't work, then it might be something else, and we need to try something else. Question is, how to download eMissionary wallpaper? Answer, go to Facebook group. It's there. And again, the Facebook group is here. Go to bit.ly/MMMMEFB. Or just go to Facebook and look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, and it's there. And for those who want to know exactly where it is, let me close this. Let's open up the Facebook page. Let me get off my personal page. And so we are here on the Facebook group, and if you scroll down to recent files, it's right there. So that's how you can get it. All Okay, pretty much they're saying that they tried to reset, but it was on a Cat 5e cable. Yes, try Cat 6, because I don't think the Cat 5 can handle the bandwidth to send that. I thought I already answered this. This is a couple of them. Like I said, you can use the SMT, AV, PTZ that we've installed, the AV cans. There's a Fomaco camera. I think that's what the other one that we installed at Greater Works. So you got 3 of them that you can choose from there. Eduardo, you advised in a previous video to use the Live Score app, and I don't use X keys, but I got the Stream Deck. I keep Live Score on focus, but sometimes it gets stuck and doesn't change the score. Advised. Well, it depends how you're capturing it. I don't use X keys either. What I actually do is I actually control it from an iPad, or I just use the controls, the console controls, and I just do it that way. So I don't actually use any of them. The Stream Deck is actually for the live stream, not for the score. That's what I would think. And it also, if it doesn't change, it also depends. That means it's probably just not registering what you're doing. That's the only thing I can think of with that. What are your feelings towards using an AV Matrix 8x8? I don't have any feelings because I have not heard of that. So let me see. AV Matrix 8x8. And I'm not even pulling that up. Wait a minute. Here's one, but this is a 4-channel. AV Matrix. And I'm sorry, folks, I'm looking this up on Amazon. Let's see if we can find the entire brand here and see what we find. So AV Matrix, that's a 6-channel, 4-channel. Yeah, I'm not seeing it an 8x8 at all. So I don't know. I don't know at all about that one. That's kind of cool for a digital wall if you had TVs, but yeah, I don't know about that one. Let's see. Tech Droid, am I using a Rode pod mic? Yes, I am. Pod mic. And I also got a second one here for if my daughter decides to sit in on another Q&A. So yeah, really happy with them, and I am using the Rodecaster Pro for my audio. That's what you're hearing from right now. That's actually being captured directly in vMix. Even though I am connected through the ATEM, you're hearing everything from the Rodecaster directly. Let's see. Janice, ATEM Mini ISO and HyperDeck. How can I set up to play just one clip from the HyperDeck? If I have several clips on the SD card, doesn't stop at the end of the clip. That's a setting inside of the HyperDeck that you need to make that change, I believe, because I have a HyperDeck at my church, and I'm thinking, well, actually, let's cut over here. In the settings here, the ATEM software, there is auto roll, but I'm trying to think what's the other setting in there. Media players, HyperDecks. Yeah, I don't have let me see. Let's try and remote into my church's stuff. And let's see. Because I'm gonna turn the system on remotely so I can get to the ATEM in the hyperdeck. And let's see if we can do that. All right, give me a half a second. Just trying to turn on the media booth stuff. Video system. All right, should be on now. So if we open this up, the ATEM controller. All right, so I'm surprised we don't have clips. They must not have hit the record button from service last Sunday. So there's nothing on there. You know what, on a side note, you know what this reminds me? I didn't realize the hyperdeck acts as a FTP server so that you can remote into the files that are on the SD card. So if I connect here, so I can go to the SD cards right here. So yeah, they didn't record anything, so there's nothing on there. So I didn't realize you could do the same thing with your ATEM Mini Pro and higher. I didn't realize that because I was scanning my network and I saw that it was available. So that's really cool. So unfortunately, there's no way for me to really test this. Well, let's just record something for half a second so we can get a file. Stop. And then let's do another one. Stop. So we got 2 clips. And I actually have this fed back into our ATEM. So if I bring up OBS, I don't know what it recorded. Should have been just a sanctuary. See if anybody was in there. So let's switch over to here, which is the streaming stuff. So if we play it, maybe I should have put something different so we know. I don't know. Mine didn't loop over. Let's play the first one. 3, 2, 1. See, and mine didn't loop over from playing from the content. So let's verify how that was set up. Auto loop. So that's not it. Let's go to the actual hyperdeck software and see how that is set up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's rolling over because I mean I don't have anything specifically set. And who in the world is calling me? Spam numbers. Yeah, I mean I don't have any of this stuff selected, so I don't know. Mine just stops, so I'm not 100% sure why yours is rolling over like that. So let me turn everything off there. So sorry, I don't know on that one. Keto FM, hello. Thanks for joining me. TechDroid is saying, how can I decrease the lag in OBS? Like when I record the video, it lags. That sounds like the computer's just not fast enough to handle the streaming and the recording at the same time. I had a similar issue with the games I was doing. I could stream, but once I tried to record, it was too much for the system to handle. So it depends on how your stuff is set up. If you're recording, your streaming can use the CPU or a GPU to handle the encoding, but you could also set the recording to be a specific thing, whether it be CPU or GPU bound. It all depends on how that is set up. I mean, one of those could do that, but it sounds like your system is having a problem. It's not fast enough to handle both. Or you might just have your bit rate way too high that your system can't handle. Let's see. So we got a lot of people answering each other's questions, so that's cool. Ishmael wants to know how he can do lower thirds and easy worship with the ATEM. And that is really simple. And I would like to reference, I think I actually did a video on how to set that up. Yeah. So if you look up this video right there, how to set up easy worship with the ATEM Mini, there you go. That will answer your question for scripture and all that other stuff, lyrics and everything like that. And I would show you, but I just don't have easy worship on this computer, so I can't do it. But for the most part, it's exactly the same. You just set your template to be in a lower third format that's going to display your lyrics or scripture. Make sure it doesn't send anything. It sends transparency, which is nothing, over to the ATEM, or you could use black. And then you set it as a DSK. You set your fill and your source for your DSK downstream keyer as the input that has your scripture coming from easy worship, and that's it. And just turn it on. Let's see. Let me see. Keto is saying, I have both the ATEM Mini Pro ISO and Extreme ISO, but my HyperDeck Mini is not paling my SD from my, I'm reading into that wrong. Unless I'm reading that wrong, let me know. Let's go to our next one. Yeah, sorry, it's a bunch of comments. I'm just trying to read through them. So Eduardo was saying he dragged the video into DaVinci Resolve and it works. So that's cool. And so a lot of people talking to one another, which is good. That's what it's all about. Brandon Lewis would like to know, would stream elements work to stream a service? What are stream elements? I'm not familiar with that. That up, stream elements, the ultimate streamer platform. That is new. I don't know nothing. Is that Ninja that's promoting this? I don't know. This is completely new. For y'all that don't know, let me cut over so y'all can see. Stream elements. Yeah, this is completely new. Let's see what this is. Integrate your channel's chat and activity feed into OBS. Hold on one second. Sorry, somebody was knocking on the door. It was actually somebody next door just making a lot of noise. But yeah, I have not, this is the first time I've seen this. I might want to play around with this. So let's go ahead and save this, and we're going to come back to check that out. Bookmark that. Let me see. Okay, yeah, thanks, Lyle. So it said it's a Stream alert system. Okay, cool. Oh, and that's Harris Heller, not Ninja. Sorry, I just saw the hair and I was just like, is that Ninja? Oh, okay, okay. So I'm gonna play around with that. But thank y'all. See, there's always new stuff that's coming out. Having no idea what any of this stuff is. So like I said, folks, don't forget about the registration for our conference. More details are coming soon. I am honoring the price for anybody who's on here. It's set to $60 right now. They will go back to $75 at midnight Eastern, my time. So that's in about 12 hours. 12 hours and 13 minutes from now. It's going to go back to its regular price. I'm excited about all the other great people who are on here that are going to be teaching. So it's not just going to be me. And if you haven't, folks, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. That way you don't miss out on anything. Oh, don't forget as well, too, folks, we are a hop, skip, and a jump away from 40,000 subscribers. I hadn't even really paid attention to it, to be quite honest. Let me see. Where are we at right now? Live subscriber countdown. So if we come over here, yeah, we're about almost 125 people away from 40,000, folks. But more importantly, when we hit that 50,000, PTZ Optics is giving me a camera to give away to somebody. So you only got to enter once, but I'm excited and thankful about that because they definitely didn't have to. But you registered down there below, and when we hit 50,000, guess what? We're going to be giving away a PTZ camera. What else is going on? Oh. See, I'm messing around with buttons and hitting the wrong one. I forgot I changed my commands here on here. Lau was saying this feels like a mini Facebook group. Hey, because it is. Here. Let's see. Drumming Boy 5 is saying, my 2015 MacBook Pro is using too much CPU processing power when streaming on OBS, around 60%. Is there a way to bring it down? Currently 120 gig SSD and 16 gigs of memory. It depends on what your graphics card is. You can offset some of the encoding to your graphics card if it is a 3D enabled GPU. You can hand it off to that. So maybe a AMD card, if it's in there. I can't remember if they're using their own thing in there or not. That's the only thing I would think to loosen that up. Can I explain how the ATEM Mini is easier than OBS? Well, I mean, it's a matter of perspective. I think OBS is simpler because you can have all your cameras right there in front of you, and then you can just press the buttons, and it just goes from there, and everything is right there in front of you. You lose the ability to do easy scenes that OBS allows you to create. That's why I like to have a hybrid of both. So I wouldn't say it's easier. Well, let me take that back. I would think it would be going directly through the ATEM. It simplifies a lot of stuff, but it also is kind of like the first step that can get you online. But as you start doing it, you'll start seeing, hey, I want more functions, and then that will lead into OBS. I believe ATEM by itself is a good starter because it allows you to have multiple cameras at a cheaper price. So you can have multi-cameras switching and lower thirds by just pressing a button compared to having to set up green screens and all this other stuff that you have to do in OBS. But as time goes on, they make a good partnership. You know, the ATEM and OBS, and then, or Streamlabs or vMix or StreamYard, whatever like that. That's what I would think. What do you use to show PowerPoints inside the church and lyrics in the live? I use Easy Worship. At my church, we use Pro Presenter. But that was before I knew about Presenter by Worship Extreme. I just call it Worship Extreme. They recently rebranded to Presenter. That we use PowerPoint. I mean, not PowerPoint. We use Pro Presenter. That's what we use at my church for everything. And PowerPoints we import into that. But most of the time, we don't really use PowerPoints. We make everything specifically in Pro Presenter for what we need. That's how we can do it. But I have a bunch of churches who use Worship Extreme, OpenLP, Easy Worship, Media Shout. They all work the same way. Why are people blowing my phone up right now? Sorry. Man, my phone is just going off. So that means I need to not be on here very long. So I think I'm picking my daughter up early today because we're going to be going to a church on the other side of Richmond in Glen Allen. We did a consultation with them. They needed some help, and they're looking at adding some monitors. So we're going to look at doing that. We have about like 9 installations, video system installations in the next 2 months. So praise God. Hallelujah. Thank you. Business is doing good. And we got conferences and all this other stuff lined up as well too. What else we got? I'm going to start wrapping this up here in a little bit. Let's jump on a couple more questions. How do you know which HDMI splitters work well on the input of the ATEM Mini Pro? Honestly, I don't know. I really don't. Most of the time, I just try, and thankfully, for the most part, they've worked. I have had a couple that did not work, but that was just me. That was mainly, I don't know. I honestly, thankfully, they help sponsor a lot of stuff here now. Is Ori. Every Ori splitter I've had has just worked. Some other off-brand ones I've had some problems with, but I found Ori, and that was the first one that I bought, and I've never had any problems with it. So that's what I kind of stick with, unless I have a reason to try something else. Let me see. Roger Gray. Is there a way to project stuff in extended view from PC? If yes, how do you connect it? What do you mean by project it? Project it through what? Like right now, when I show my other screens, every one of my screens are running through an HDMI splitter that goes to a monitor, but then also goes into my ATEM. So I'm projecting that. I need a little bit more detail about that. Back to the MacBook Pro. Yeah, I think the graphics card is not a 3D accelerated one, meaning that it can't handle encoding. That's what I'm thinking. It's the problem with that, unfortunately. So a lot of people are answering that. Yeah, and a lot of people are saying the same way. Brandon Lewis was saying, do I still recommend the Wii Star for a workaround with the multi-view? Honestly, no. From a price standpoint, yes. But I know Ori sent me another one that supports up to 4K and does the exact same thing. They're, for the most part, around the same price. So it all depends. Especially, you still got to add splitters. So, but yeah. I mean, either one of them will work. So the question is to a projector. So if you want to extend it, like what I do is if you have, how many display outputs does your computer have? If you have a third, you could just duplicate the third screen that second screen and the output that's going to your projector to show the same thing. That's how I have it at my church. And let me remote in one more time so y'all can see that, how that's all set up. Turn everything back on again at my church. And let's switch over to here. We're going to remote into the presentation system this time. And if I zoom out and I want to show, like, all of my displays right now are there. So I want to fit. So there's all our monitors. So, but if I log in, you will see it's actually 3. So if I do display, so see, this is, if I identify, see, that's 2, and 1 and 3 are duplicated. Number 3 is going into our ATEM. So whatever shows up here on the second monitor that's on the desk right in front of the operator is duplicated and goes to our ATEM or our projector. That's how I would do it if you have 3 outputs. If you don't have 3 outputs, you always could get a USB to HDMI, DVI, VGA, whatever type of display that you have, and you can do the same thing. And that type of adapter off of Amazon is like $15. So very easy way to add an extra monitor. That's what I actually did for our stage display that we don't use, unfortunately. So, yeah, lots of ways around it. Erica says that she would like to do no, I did do that. Yeah, wanted to know how to do a consultation with me. And I did that from the last thing. So if you want to do a consultation with me, is it not showing up? No. Oh, I didn't save it in vMix. Anyway, I'll put it in the chat. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't. I thought I saved it in here. AJayhomes.com/consultations. That's how you can do it. And let me add that real quick in vMix because I thought I had it in here. And yet another thing to not try and do while you're streaming because the whole module just hung on me. So I think this live stream is about ready to end pretty soon because it looks like vMix is about ready to crash because I tried to do something while I was streaming. So yeah, sorry, folks. Me trying to add this has kind of knocked vMix out of whack, and it looks like I have to kill the program because if I kill the program, the stream is over. So sorry about that. If there are any questions that I missed that I wasn't able to get to, you can always go to questions@ajayhomes.com. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. See, the controls work, but vMix is hung. So that's funny. Don't forget the Facebook group. We have our roundtable this Sunday. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern. You know, we are working and trying to expand and do some other stuff to make it more convenient for other people. Don't forget about the conference that is going to be priced at a lower price until midnight tonight. Well, 12:01 tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. Get you in there a discounted price. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If no one has ever told you, thank you so much for what you're doing to learn and expand on live streaming. I hope that whatever I do, I try and help make the journey a little bit easier. I don't know everything, but what I can do is share with you what I do know that hopefully makes your journey just a little bit easier. Hope you have a great day, afternoon, evening, whichever one it is. You have a great service if you're having one Saturday or Sunday. And if you're on a roundtable, we'll chat with you then. But if not, we will see y'all in the next video, people. Oh, and also, I want to thank the patrons. They're making these videos possible, as well as our YouTube members. Really appreciate it if you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month for some benefits, as well as YouTube members. We're looking at adding some more stuff to help and expand, and I really appreciate it. And then right there, finally, vMix unfroze for me, but I can't get over there to control it with my mouse. That's awesome. I don't know why it took that long, but oh well, it's there. Now let's see, can I bring up my stuff? Let's get rid of this. Okay, now can we bring up our consultations? Come on, yeah. We're gonna bring it as an overlay. I don't know. It's not popping up. So I'll have it fixed by next time we do a live stream. But anyway, thank y'all so much, everybody. We will holler at y'all and talk with y'all later.